Hey, what's going on? I'm here to show you how I roller set my Mayvenn hair. So in this first little clip, I'm just going to show you a few things that I use. I did use setting lotion, combs, clips, and of course I use the rollers. So I'm just showing you the comb. I use a full comb, not a rat tail comb. And I sprayed it with the setting lotion. You want to make sure it's wet, but not soaking wet. You want to make it damp. Because I made mine soaking wet the first time and it took forever for it to dry all the way through. So just make sure it's just damp. Don't soak it. So you actually roll it in the middle, and I rolled it up on itself, as you can see me doing here in this clip. So yep, and I'm just beating it up a little bit. I'm doing the same process, spraying it with the setting lotion, and then combing it through. Sometimes I sprayed it again because it did get a little dry over time. Just taking the roller. I'm slowing it down here so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So I'm wrapping it in the middle of the roller, wrapping the hair on itself, and then rolling it up. And I do try to make the rollers tight, but not too tight that I'm actually pulling the tracks from the cap. So the tighter you get it, the straighter and the more even it's going to be when you go to take these rollers out. So I just wanted to show you a little bit slower. I know in the first clip you really couldn't see me that well. So at this part, I try to separate to leave the lace closure out separately because I did roll that differently this time than last time around. Usually I rolled them going the same way I would do a curling iron, just away from my face, but I had the rollers going down. This time I had the rollers going back. You'll see in a later video. I'll try to catch it to explain a little bit more about it, but I just basically just went, along the tracks just for a more neater. Usually I just grab hair, but I made it a little bit more neater this time, and I wanted to keep the lace closure separate because I did want to curl that part differently. So hopefully you guys will be able to see a little bit what I was doing. Okay, like I said in the last clip, this is me doing the closure piece. I have the mannequin fully turned back on the top, and I am rolling them going backwards. Kind of like the old times I used to do those little pompadours in the front. That's the same way I'm doing these rollers, rolling backwards. And I'm making, silly face, don't mind me. It was early in the morning, and I was just doing my own little thing. But, I was doing about an inch and a half thick of parting, combing it out, spraying it with this setting lotion, combing it out again, and then rolling it on itself going backwards, and then putting the clips in. And I used the beige clips because I wanted them to be a little bit bigger, but I didn't want them to be as small as the yellow or the orange clips, but I didn't want them to be too big as the turquoise and the red ones. So that's why I chose the beige, because they were perfectly, you know, in between size that I know that I want in my face. So here's the clip of me being completely done. I didn't really do none of these rollers in any type of specific order. I was just kind of grabbing and just rolling them up. Just wanted to give a nice variation between big curls to smaller curls for some volume. I mostly used a lot of the beige ones because, like I said, they were in the in-between size. And I used a few of the teal ones for the bottom and the outside. And I used a lot of the beige, the yellow, and the orange in the middle. And then I used a lot of the beige and the turquoise from the top for my bang. You can see, I'll show you a little bit. You can actually see what I was talking about within curling the closure piece out separately. I have it going back on the top of the head, and all the rest of the rolls are going downwards. So you can kind of see what I was talking about a little bit earlier. But this is the finished finished look. I'm about to put her underneath the dryer here in a minute.